Hey, it's Mike. Have you ever wondered why the nicest, friendliest people often struggle the most in dating and relationships? They're thoughtful, considerate, and caring. Exactly what you'd assume everyone wants. Yet somehow they often end up overlooked, ignored, or friend-zoned. Why does this happen? Well, today we're diving deep into the brutal psychology behind why nice guys actually finish last, and what you can do to change your dating game completely. Let's kick this off by addressing a huge misconception right away. Being nice itself isn't the issue. There's nothing wrong with kindness or respect. The real problem lies deeper, hidden in the psychology of attraction. You see, humans are wired to be drawn to certain behavioral cues: confidence, independence, and even a little unpredictability. And here's the twist. Sometimes being overly nice can subconsciously signal exactly the opposite traits. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that overly accommodating people can unintentionally appear less confident or even needy? When you consistently put others' needs ahead of your own without setting boundaries, people might begin to question your sense of self-worth and value. Ironically, what starts as genuine kindness can subtly suggest that you lack confidence or self-respect, and that's not attractive. But here's something really interesting. Studies show that being perceived as overly agreeable or too nice can even decrease trust. Sounds crazy, right? You'd assume nicer means more trustworthy. But actually, when someone never disagrees, never asserts themselves, or always says yes, people subconsciously wonder if they're truly genuine or just seeking approval. This unintended consequence is exactly why many nice guys find themselves getting passed over or dismissed. So, what can you actually do about it? Here's where it gets good. Let's talk about the difference between being nice and being confident. The trick is balance. Confidence means knowing your value and setting healthy boundaries while still respecting others. It's about being kind without being a pushover. But how exactly do you achieve that balance? Don't worry, we're about to unpack some powerful insights that'll change your perspective completely. First off, you need to start valuing your own opinions and preferences. When you express your true thoughts, even if they differ from others, it signals self-confidence. Imagine you're planning a date. Instead of constantly asking, "Where would you like to go?" Try confidently suggesting a place that you genuinely like. It sounds simple, but small shifts like this drastically change how others perceive you. You're no longer seen as overly agreeable. You're seen as decisive, strong, and interesting. Next up is learning how to handle conflict gracefully. Many people who consider themselves nice tend to avoid disagreements altogether. But here's a surprising fact. Psychologists say that facing conflicts respectfully actually increases attraction and trust. When you disagree politely and clearly, it demonstrates authenticity and emotional strength. People instantly respect someone who can stand their ground calmly and rationally. And let me tell you, respect is a crucial ingredient for genuine attraction. But what about the classic scenario of always being there for someone? Shouldn't that attract them to you? Here's another unexpected psychological twist. Constantly being available actually reduces your perceived value. Think about it. Scarcity naturally creates value. If something or someone is always accessible, it becomes easy to take them for granted. So, paradoxically, being slightly less available can actually increase your attractiveness. But wait, how do you pull this off without coming across as rude or disinterested? Don't worry, we'll get into exactly how you can master this subtle art in just a moment. First, let's quickly address another common pitfall: overly complimenting or flattering someone. Compliments feel great, right? Well, yes and no. Giving genuine compliments can be very attractive, but doing it too frequently or excessively can actually have the opposite effect. It might signal insecurity or desire to impress rather than genuine appreciation. Instead, offer sincere, occasional compliments that are specific and meaningful. This creates far more impact. So, at this point, you might be wondering, if being overly nice doesn't work, should you just stop being nice entirely? Absolutely not. The goal here isn't to abandon kindness. It's about shifting from passive niceness to proactive confidence. You can still be genuinely kind without compromising your own self-worth and attractiveness. Now here's a big question. How exactly do you shift from nice to confident without losing your authenticity? Because let's face it, nobody wants to become someone they're not just to impress others. The good news is the most attractive version of you is still you. It's just you with clearer boundaries, stronger self-respect, and an empowered mindset. But the really powerful question is this: how do you practically make these changes in real-life scenarios? Well, I'm about to reveal some incredible psychological strategies that will help you transform how people perceive you without ever feeling like you're acting or faking it. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. The first powerful shift you need to make is to practice setting boundaries clearly and confidently. Now, I know what you're thinking. Doesn't setting boundaries risk pushing people away? Surprisingly, it's exactly the opposite. Healthy boundaries communicate that you respect yourself, and in turn, people are naturally drawn to those who clearly respect themselves. When you politely but firmly let someone know what's acceptable and what's not, you automatically boost your perceived value. Here's a practical example. Say you're dating someone who repeatedly cancels plans at the last minute. Instead of responding with a passive, "No worries, anytime is fine," try saying something like, "I totally understand things come up, but I also value my time, so let's try planning ahead next time." This simple but powerful statement not only communicates your standards, but also increases your attractiveness by showcasing emotional strength. And here's something crucial to remember: never apologize unnecessarily. Many overly nice people habitually apologize, even when it's not their fault. This might seem polite, but it signals insecurity. Constant unnecessary apologies subconsciously teach others to undervalue you. Instead, start practicing mindful speech. If you didn't do anything wrong, resist the urge to say sorry. Replace unnecessary apologies with neutral or positive responses like, "Thanks for your patience," or "I appreciate your understanding." Now let's tackle another essential concept: self-investment. Think about this. Would you be attracted to someone who invests in themselves, their goals, and passions? Or someone who continuously sacrifices everything to please others? Exactly. Investing in your personal growth and interest sends a powerful signal of independence and self-worth, which is extremely attractive. Whether it's hobbies, fitness, or career ambitions, nurturing these areas naturally builds your confidence and makes others perceive you as valuable. Here's a quick psychological insight. People want what seems valuable and slightly out of reach. By prioritizing your self-investment and personal goals, you naturally project an aura of ambition and independence. And let me tell you, ambition is highly attractive. It shows you have a purpose, a passion, and a life beyond just seeking validation or approval. But what about generosity? Isn't generosity attractive too? Absolutely. The secret lies in balance. Genuine generosity paired with self-respect is powerful. The trick is to be generous without expecting approval or validation in return. When you do something kind, do it because it aligns with your values, not because you're hoping to gain someone's affection. People can sense the difference immediately, and genuine generosity feels incredibly attractive. And speaking of subtle signals, let's quickly touch on body language. Did you know over half of communication is nonverbal? Your posture, eye contact, and movements say far more than your words ever could. To project confidence, practice standing tall, keeping your shoulders back, and maintaining steady but relaxed eye contact. This not only signals strength, but also makes you instantly more attractive without saying a word. Now, I promised earlier to show you exactly how to be less available without seeming disinterested. Here's the key. Cultivate a busy, engaging lifestyle that naturally limits your availability. The trick isn't pretending to be busy, it's genuinely filling your schedule with meaningful activities. Not only does this naturally limit your time, but it also makes your interactions more intentional and valued. People subconsciously appreciate your time more when they sense it's limited and valuable. Finally, let's address the mental side of attraction, your mindset. Here's a fascinating psychological fact. How you see yourself directly affects how others see you. If you genuinely believe you're worthy of respect, attention, and affection, you subconsciously project those beliefs onto others. This internal shift is incredibly powerful, as it influences every interaction you have. When you believe you're attractive and valuable, others naturally begin to see you that way too. Here's something practical you can do immediately. Start visualizing yourself as a confident, attractive person. Picture clearly how you speak, move, and interact with others. Regular visualization reinforces your new beliefs, which then become reflected in your actual behaviors. It's a simple technique used by athletes, public speakers, and successful individuals worldwide. So remember, being nice isn't the issue. It's how you express that kindness without sacrificing your self-worth and independence. If you apply these psychological insights, setting clear boundaries, avoiding unnecessary apologies, investing in yourself, balancing generosity, optimizing body language, and shifting your mindset, you'll completely transform how you're perceived. The best part is these changes feel natural because they're aligned with genuine self-improvement. And trust me, when people start noticing your authentic confidence, they won't be able to resist being drawn to you. Stay tuned, because the insights coming up next are going to give you even more powerful tools to master your relationships and become truly unforgettable.